Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today, the question, is it time to sell? This is the number one thing that people have asked, and we're going to seek to answer that question and a whole bunch more. So before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you leave. Thank you so much for those. And those of you who ask questions in the comments section, I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. However, if you'd like more immediate engagement and interaction with me, you can find me in the Discords right now. Underneath in the description, there is links. You can join those Discords. You might need to click the more button there. Those will pop out. We have the Tribal Trades Discord that's closed right now, but if you can send an email there to the email address, get on the wait list. And the Stocks with Josh Discord. I have my own Crown Traders channel in there where I share education, insights, resources, some of my trade setups, and of course, entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay. And so let's jump in. And I looked at this and I kind of laughed. TikTok investors predicting USDT to go to $5. Nice. There's some other interesting. Some of these are more realistic than others, actually. And now to get to the big question on everybody's lips is, because should I sell? Because if you sell now obviously not Bitcoin, but if you sell now and it's the bottom, or if you don't sell now and the bottom ain't in. Oh, the dilemma that doesn't need to be there, because remember, the trading principles that we have on this channel, my trading principles, is to sell, panic sell the big green candles, take profits, lock them in, okay? And then to make sure to set stop losses to ensure that there is a plan to the downside, have a plan to the upside, and have a plan to the downside. Where are you going to get out? Where are you going to stop out to make sure that you don't go into too heavy a loss or any loss at all, or you don't lose too much of your profits? And some of you are in a place right now where you're in profit, and then how much more profit do you want to lose? Some of you are coming up to break even and you're thinking, do I want to go into loss or should I get out at break even? But you don't want to sell what potentially could be the bottom. And then some of you are in loss and you're going, don't want to sell because it could be more loss. Now we need to trade the trend. Okay, so that's number 3. We want to be panic sell the green candles. We want to make sure we have stop losses set. And number 3, we want to trade the trend. The trend is down. The trend has been down for months. That means that we don't want to be buying a dip that keeps dipping. Okay, and so generally speaking, we want to buy those big red candles, but we don't want to try and catch a falling knife. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I feel this could be the bottom, going with your trade, but then having a stop loss set to get stopped out and then entering in a bit lower as well. Those are all options, of course. So let's talk about the price of Bitcoin and where we could possibly go. Now, in the Discord this morning, I had short trades set up. And those of you got in on those trades, I know many of you did, were able to make money on the way down. And listen, you can make money on the way down. And if we go into a bear market, or if we go into a longer period of correction or correction/consolidation where it's mostly down, this is the only way that you're going to be able to make money, unless those little short spikes to the upside, which can be difficult. And so you can make money on the way down. If you're going to buy a coin at $10 and sell it at 12 or 15 to make money, you can buy it at 10 and sell it at 5 and make money. You can learn how to do that in the Discord, okay? This is your opportunity to become a skilled trader that can make money regardless of the market conditions. Some people are leaving the market because they only know how to make money in a bullish trend. They can only make money on the way up. They haven't learned how to make money on the way down. And in fact, I know some traders who most of their money was made on the top, from the top of the bull market all the way down to the bottom of the bear market, and then in the accumulation period before the next bull market started in January of 2023. Because here's the deal, millionaires are made in the bear markets, in bearish conditions, because if you don't buy those dips, you don't deserve the rips. Okay, hey, should we be buying these dips? Well, I think on Bitcoin right now, we could have a look and say this could be a dip worth buying, but you can also set your stop losses. Now, I'm personally not going to sell any Bitcoin or set any stop losses for my Bitcoin buys. These are long-term holds, but for the altcoins, absolutely. You could say this could be the bottom for this altcoin. Maybe we'll go up from here and won't top out again until later in the year, but then make sure those stop losses are set, and make sure this time when there is a pump, and there will be some kind of a pump, even if we are in a bear market, there should be some kind of significant dead cat bounce. I think Bitcoin will get back to 100K. I think it is over for some altcoins. I think most altcoins have had their highs for this cycle and won't see those highs again. I think some altcoins are dead and they're just going to continue to bleed out. And I think some altcoins are going to set new all-time highs in the cycle as long as Bitcoin can break above 100K. Now, just for time's sake, I'm just quickly bringing up these posts that I made from just yesterday when you look too hard for a trade setup that isn't really there. And this can be what's happening when you're trying to go long and buy, and the market, the trend is down. You need to be going short more often. And you can see here that I posted here about the Bitcoin price threshold history. And look how long it took to cross each one of these and leave it behind. As you saw, each time it took more and more time, from 4 crosses of $1 and $10 to 7 and 8 crosses for the $100 and $1,000 barrier, and then 14 crosses to get above the 10,000. We've got to realize 100,000 threshold is a significant threshold. We're currently only at 6 crosses. So based off this theory, we would likely need more than 14 based on the historical trend, which means the 100K region is going to be tough nut to crack, and we could spend more time below that before we eventually, and look, if the top at 109K was in, then we may not retest it again for this stock, although I do think that we will. I do think there will be at least one more test of the 100K region. I also posted after that Bitcoin's recent moves above 100K represent what will likely be a longer process. What we could expect to see is high volatility around this threshold. Yes, exactly. We've had 2 big jumps above it and then pushed to the downside, and now we're down in lower areas. And as we're already experiencing extended periods below 100K, because that's what happened at these other levels historically. And eventually where 100K becomes support level rather than resistance. And we're either going to see it in this bull run or the next bull run. So 100K is going to be the level that we really need to look. So let's look at the price action here. And here was the short that I gave today in the Discord. I said the break of this level here, once it broke down at 85,800, to ride this down to 83,300. Right now, we are finding some support around this level. So you can enter a trade here and take profit here. And you could do it safely, low risk, shorting the market. You can learn how in the Discord, okay, below. So now we're going to zoom out to the daily time frame. And what did I say to you guys? I said twice when we first lost this 90K level, I said we were going to go down and hit the 200 EMA and the 200-day moving average. Exactly what happened. We came all the way back up and we rejected here. And I said if we lost that again, we would come down again, because these big wicks generally do get filled. They usually get almost all filled, or they are partially filled. Now, we could see this could be the bottom. This could be the bottom of this correction. That doesn't mean that we're going to come straight off and we could bang around here for a while. But obviously we've lost the 200 EMA on the daily. And what was I warning about in other videos? I was warning about how many times we test this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bang, 7. Off we go usually when we have 7 busts. Now what we have here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th. So if we see another couple of daily candles bang away on here, 6, 7, 8, I've seen maybe as high as 10, then the next step down is going to be this Fibonacci at 79,800. But my feeling is the 50 EMA on the weekly time frame. So let's have a look at this. This means alts are going to go down more, okay, if this plays out. However, if this holds. So if I'm holding alts right now and I'm thinking about whether to sell or not, I'm going to base it on the 200-day moving average, but also it could have been based on the 200 EMA. Lots of that becomes a selling event because you know you can buy them lower. Now, if this ends up holding, this might well hold. This might well hold. This might be the line in the sand, may well hold. Then this would not be a good place to sell because then you're selling on support, okay? And that may not be a great place to sell. And so what we have here is if we were to lose the 200-day moving average, then that would be a place, obviously, to, but even though we're holding it, alts are bleeding out a little bit. So we'd need to see some kind of a move to the upside here, back to the 200 EMA on the daily. Come back and test that and see whether we get rejected from there. If we come back and test that and get rejected, we're creating a lower low. We are in a downtrend. We have to trade the trend. We've been in a downtrend since the 20th of January. So it's coming up on 2 months we've been on a downtrend where the money has been made to the downside. Because I saw this coming, I shared in January. This is where I shared. I told everybody I was getting out of meme coins here. I was rolling into just 4 coins. And I also told everybody that, you know, which was Bitcoin, Sui, Tau, and Ondo. And I also told people that I was also not going to have any hodl bags anymore, which meant I was going to get rid of these positions before they had a severe breakdown and then just be a trader's market where you could have taken this trade this morning had you been in the Discord to the downside there. That would have been a nice little move to the downside. That was an easy move, okay? And so now we're seeing, are we going to get this move down? Now, of course, if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you'll know that the 50-week moving average historically has been, if we lost this, if we had a couple of weekly candles below this, where we closed below, then that is the end of the bull market, has been historically. Okay, so we do have the 50 EMA on the weekly. Now, look, that doesn't mean that we can't come down to 73, even maybe come down to 69, as long as we stay above this. And in the last time we had the April and May dump in 2021, there was a couple of little candles that closed very slowly beneath and a little bit of a wick. So I'm not worried about the wicks. You could have a huge wick to the downside there. Now, remember, the low of the election week is 66,800. Now, the low of an election week in Bitcoin's history has never been broken. Whatever that low is of that election week, it's never, ever gone to that ever again. And so obviously that would be DE, that would signify the bull run clearly over by then. But there's my line in the sand up here at 75,000 currently. Let's look at the yellow brick road. We're going to follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. There is more to the upside there. So we could see a push back up to retest the 200 EMA on the daily. And then that will really see what happens when we hit the 200 EMA on the daily. Again, up at 95. There is a lot of liquidity on the shorter time frames, up 61 million. And you might think, oh, that means we're going to the upside. Just hold on to your horses, because what did I say last week? I said if I was the market maker, again on the 1 month time frame, there's hundreds of millions of there. If I was the market maker, I would take it lower to get this liquidity. There are billions down there. Here, if you come down to the $74,000, $75,000 area, 2 billion, 3 billion, 1 billion, 3 billion, 1 billion, 2 billion, all the way down to 73. In fact, that doesn't really run out until about 71,000. Around 71,000, there's still 2 billion there. So a flash drop down to there to scare the pants off everybody, and then back up above the 50-week moving average, as long as, like I said, we didn't start to continue just to capitulate down and grab these lower levels like at 61. But I think this is where we might find our bottom if we are still in a bull run. I do believe we are still in a bull run. We might find our bottom somewhere around the mid to low 70s there, down, and then come back up, and then at some point come and get this at 100K. There's $6 billion there at 100K, 4 billion, 1 billion, 2 billion, 1 billion there, 2 billion, 1 billion, 3 billion. There is a lot of liquidity up here if you look, and there's even more above, up at 107. There is a lot now. The shorts are starting to pile up. We didn't see that before. We just saw a lot down here. So again, there could be a quick flash down to grab that liquidity. Now, they may not. because that may be too obvious and they may just leave that behind and come get it in the bear market and then just full send from here to the upside there. So again, if in trading altcoins, obviously this level here, if this gets lost and we begin to bleed down the outside, this could be a possible place to exit out of positions and then look to get back a little bit lower. But whatever you're doing, remember the rules, trade with those stop losses. Don't buy a dip that keeps dipping. Okay, we want to trade the trend. So we want to learn how to go short. We want to learn how to be able to long the market when the trend is up, either using leverage or spot buys, and then responsibly use leverage to the downside where we are learning to short the market and make money as it goes on the way down. Of course, you can make money in a sideways market like this. You can go long and short, and make money in a sideways market. So you want to learn how to make it this way. You want to be able to make it on the side and then also on the way down to become a very skilled, balanced trader that can make money in any market. Where can you find out how to do that? You can learn. Those classes are in the Discord, so check that out. That's going to wrap it up for today. So until the next episode or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.